now as we're in the first pistol of this best of 3. We'll see NiP on the CT side. Get right. He's going to chime in for the first kill, and the second is on the third. Get right. Just lighting up box halls with his USP. Slapping away big. And just like that, the round is almost over. tabseN is a monster with pistols. He's going to get the first one to get right in this confrontation, but you have to feel like the veterans that enough exist, stands up and delivers on to next, and that's all on tabseN. Has Rez to contend with on the site, who's on the spools, just has to bide his time and wait. He knows that tabseN's going to be preoccupied elsewhere, and is able to close line tabseN.
A 5-on-3, still a lot of time left as well for Big to work with. You fancy their chances in this, unless someone can come up big. Drake, and he'll have his chance with the AWP, does land one. Ooh, that was a close one on the second.
It's been a tale of the Orpers, but now Rez has came in, he's thrown his weight behind the M4, 3 kills. He is Doom incarnate for Big. And Draken will mop up the rest. Great work by Rez. There's been quite a while between the frag and the subsequent action. Exist going to go for the peak through the Molotov. And through the fire and flames. He's going to be taking down tabseN. Get right. Behind the green train. The lonely incendiary. Rolling into the distance. Next going to go down. Bomb was getting planted, has been finalized, but everybody else has died. It's all on godb, the back of the site. He's not going to last too much longer. Blooming in the distance. He's about to see a smoke firsthand. Blocks his vision completely. Leggy is going to go at it with Rez, and he comes out best. A spray through the smoke on point, doesn't lose any health in the process. Excellent start, but Big have got to continue. You've seen them get the opening pick before into the likes of Forest and do nothing with it. This time, though, Kiyu's going to get a second player. Get right. Has been put 6 foot under, momentarily silenced. Forest is going to answer back, though, with a free frag onto Catwalk, and it may keep him at bay for a little while longer. Drake is not able to land the no-scope, and now the pressure mounting for Exist. Spring through the smoke and actually stops the bomb plan. That is disgusting. Forest needs to come good now for NiP. Exist has been forced out of position. The smoke is going to save Forest's life a little while longer, but now that it's cleared, surely Forest is a dead man walking. Not lethal injection, but AK-47 round will finish him off, and next will pick up the rest. Allowing himself the room to move through. But additionally, Get Right is laid in wait, but tabseN finds him and connects the headshot. He will be traded out, but now Next is going to tee off from T-Main onto Exist, who had his commitments elsewhere. He was worried about Ivy. Forest from Ivy now is the next player to fall, and Big have done it. They have broken the economy. You've got 15 seconds. You've not just got to get kills, but you've got to get onto the site and get the plant as well. All it takes is a spree of action that could be taken away. Get right with one. The smoke on the site, though, will afford Leggy a bomb plant, surely. And down it goes. So Big, it lasts the last second, quite literally. But seemingly is going to be a success. Forest has not been checked on the site, and with flashes and smokes in amongst the action and the chaos falling on A, he needs to be able to stand tall for a little while longer. Still hasn't been forced off, but his teammate's dead, and this is going to put all the pressure in the world now on Forest. And tapping through the smoke preemptively. I think Next just saw the barrel of the gun sticking through, but Forest still picks up a kill on godb before he is extinguished.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Forrest was saving up for. I mean, he went for that Deagle no armor buy to make sure he could have this here. Draken, though, trying to take his aggressively up the lower ramp, is absolutely picked apart by tabseN. Legia also finding Rez yet again. He's really just had Rez's card in this inner bomb site. Looks like he'll have even more on him this time as he does find Get Right as well. Some big pieces down for NiP as Force will have to fight back with Exist here and still a man disadvantage. Meanwhile, the bomb is coming into A. It's all a sham, and Force gets caught trying to rotate back. What a well-designed round from Big. Everything went their way.
That just has the godb stamp on it, doesn't it? The kind of play that he is renowned for. Feel a little bit pressured to make inroads, and Exist is going to claim a kill on Ivy. But instantly answered back. Get Right needs to be careful if his head shows from Pop Dog. It could be taken clean off by godb. And meanwhile, Next moving through onto team main. Forrest is one, flashed out of position, and godb will do the rest. He's keeping his team in this round single-handedly. Cordoning off connector with both the molly and a smoke. But now it's down to Exist. He's made the lurk all the way around the back of Ivy. He's about to claim some kills, surely. Key, not long for this world, gets fragged, and a second kill goes the way of Exist. That flank and lurk was just absolutely on point. And Exist will pick up a 4K. So
yeah.
he's really had a rags to riches story. Next, meanwhile, speaking of the man, has been unable to capitalize, but tabs into the back of Spools. He's going to land himself a headshot, looking for a second one. Forrest will come to the rescue of Get Right. But now Get Right has met his demise anyway, just to the hands of God B, just delaying that loss of life a little while longer. Forrest can flirt with the idea of rotating all he wants, but the bomb is down on the B side, so Forrest has to come to this site eventually. Could take him a minute to get there. He has lots of time to play with. It's also rough for him because he's got a Glock at this kind of range. Like the USP should always come out ahead, and Legia will connect. Forrest is going to get the first with the Eagle. Oh, and a second as well, and he's flashed at the same time. So Nex is going to go down, 2 kills. Forrest single-handedly carving out a chance. An opportunity, although fleeting, is now up for debate. The Ninjas also have Kevlar behind these pistols, and so if they can get their hands on some weapons, things will get interesting. Forrest doesn't need anything else, though. The Deagle is doing all the work for him. He's backing away with the UMP. He's able to get one. Forrest with those 3 kills has really turned this round on its head. Keith and Tabson are both healthy, and they both have a few nades between the two of them. But Keith has now been spotted. A bunch of players are charging down his location. He gets smashed in midair by Forrest, who's on for the ace. We've seen a few aces today, but this would be one of the better ones. We could pull this off, but he's going to burn to a crisp instead. The anti-climax is real. And now it's up to Rez. Can you pick up from where Forrest left off? You've got the bomb. The plant should be forthcoming. And it will be finalized. Taps has decided to go all the way around onto the Ivy side. And Rez is now stuck for information. Has landed himself a headshot. Taps is going to go back in for seconds. It's all down to this trade, and Taps is going to get it going his way.
Wow. I guess it's just thinking about the fact that they forced 4 players to rebuy. They want to try to chase after that CT economy is the thought here. And Draken helps it along with that headshot on the Kiev.
Nades aplenty, firing his way. Forcing Forrest out into the open. Finally get his man looking for the second one. Lands that too. And he's done pretty much all he could have in that position. I suppose he wishes he had the M4A4 instead for the extra 10 bullets. Not that it matters anymore. The rest of this needs to go down to the rest of his team. Molly's being tossed out. Just eliminating a couple of extra angles. They don't have to worry about any more. Draken onto God B, though. It's suddenly turning in favor of the Ninjas. Get Right's going to have the side swipe onto Nex. Didn't even check the angle. And now Legia in a 1-on-3. Only has an op to his name. It's not going to happen. Heavy investment from NiP going for double ops. And suddenly, Big just went on a steamroll 7-round streak. There's every chance NiP could do the same here. Mac 10 going in first. Draken's using the expendable weapon to pick up 2. That's money in the bank. And it's a bit precarious because they lost the second player and existence pretty low. So they want to make sure they don't clip on any more banana peels. And Samson with the P250 is going to lay down Get Right. Last 2 remaining players for NiP are stuck in Pop Dog. And they don't even have the bomb. They can't quickly rotate to B. And this is going to allow Nex the opportunity now to find the bomb. NiP, this is an absolute catastrophe. It may still end up going the way of NiP, but what a scrappy, horrible round this has been from their perspective. And it's just got a whole lot worse. Not only do they find Exist, but the bomb is still down. And Rez almost stabbing in frustration. He knows he has his work cut out for him. He knows there's going to be 2 players camped on the bomb, having a crossfire established. The saving grace is he has a bunch of nades at his disposal, and both players are low. He doesn't necessarily have to wait out that smoke if he wants to go for the pop flash through. And that seems to be the call. He's spawned instead, but still lands the frag onto Tabson. There's enough time to pick up the bomb here and make something happen, but unfortunately that smoke's not quite on point, but his aim is! And Nex misses everything!
When he gets out into open space, his aim can be deadly. Meanwhile, Rez working for inner halls with the AKs, so NiP are leaving options open, really. They're just finding entries all across the map, and Force still has the flanking ability through Z-Connector. This was a rapid round, and Big were not prepared for it. just a couple of rounds ago with Forrest and Rez kind of pushing either side and finding entries, but this time it's Gabi who gets the opening blow onto Forrest, who is trying to make something happen from ladder room. They're going to keep trying to go for it, and Gabi's just going to keep lighting him up. It's raining men and ladder, and Gabi has more than an umbrella.
Able to repel anything that goes his way. Get right, completely neutralized off that flashbang. And Rez is just going to charge straight across the B site. There is going to be an M4 waiting for him in the hands of Tabson, who was unable to actually land the frag. So that's going to be a bomb plant. That's going to make this round a little bit more interesting. You expect the nades now to start firing in, the likes of the incendiary, those are smoked down, but it's not required.
That's big stuff.
Drawing board for NiP, and this time it's going to be a lot more aggressive. No slow plays this time around. Get right with a molly kill onto God B, but Nex is able to connect himself a shot back onto Rez. Bomb planted. Backward positions now being assumed, and 3 players on E-box. This is going to turn into a complete mess. It's all down to Exist, and he's going to go down. It's all well and good getting the bomb plant, NiP, but you had no fallback plan. There was no retreat, no plan B.
Big have eliminated NiP's advantage by winning the last 3 of 4 rounds, and Keeve is adding to it. That's Draken out. He was again going for that pick at Ivy to maybe set up an inner execute again, but he goes out this time. But luckily for NiP, Rez and Get Right respond, and they have a man advantage, and they have the inner bomb site in their grasp.
Keep continuing to land. Again, aggressive plays onto the site. 1:15 left as the bomb gets planted. They still have a couple smokes to stop the potential Molotov. There isn't one in the hands of NiP, but there's no way of Big knowing that. That being said, the bullets are doing all the talking for both teams at this stage. Forrest switches to his right-hand side. He hears a bit of movement on the site, and he's going to go for the spray, and Forrest... It's going to be another aggressive execute, it would seem. A couple smokes and mollies have been tossed out. Tabson, the main man, has to back away. Leggy's in the smoke, and he's going to get sprayed. Forrest realizes he's read the script. He's a couple pages ahead of Big at this stage, and Tabson, try as he may with a double spray, is finally going to be put down. That nades slightly too far away from Exist to take his life outright, but he's been picked off from the AWP anyway, and the bomb has been dropped just to add salt in the wounds. Draken, let's try and smoke himself onto the bomb, and he's able to pick it up, but it's at the cost of a lot of his health as he gets legged partially through the wall. He's down to 19. Doesn't really have time to waste. He's going to come out of Pop Dog. Oh, Keeve actually missed that shot. That's going to give Draken an opportunity now to maybe make something happen. He's playing it aggressively. Straight through, past connector side. Try and get round the back of Keeve. It's all about this first kill. If he can take down Keeve, then maybe the round will follow. Keeve gets plucked out. It's all on Nex now. He's been in a couple of 1v1s. The one that springs to mind is Rez. He lost that, and now he's allowed Draken to scamper away. And this is where Train is such a horrible site to retake on the A perspective. Nex doesn't have a kit either. He's stacking up against him at this stage. Draken's played this flawlessly. Nex is still trying to check angles. He's still trying to figure out where Draken is. Draken has no reason to peek at this stage. You see the shadow, lands the no-scope, and Nex goes down. NiP.
But what can they really do up against a fully bought NiP who have all the utility at their disposal? Again, they're looking for the inner bomb site. Well then.
Maybe a few more twists and turns in this tale yet. Tabson's not given up just yet. He will be plucked out from behind, but it's okay. He's done his damage. He's done his work. Get right, though. Forever the lurker will very much return the favor. His pistols, but they're going to be able to get the 2-player advantage. Exist. Has his position been compromised? Do they know he's up on catwalk? It would appear so now. They're starting to spray towards his location. He doesn't have control of the bomb. Big looked like they had a foot already out of this match. Maybe not just yet. It would be a heartbreak if NiP pick up the second consecutive clutch. 25 seconds. Exist with no nades. Does he want to go for this? The economy for NiP's not fantastic here, you know. They could probably do with just saving his AK, but he's not going to be afforded that. And Exist can't keep a hold of it. He's going to go down.
So what can NiP do here? Just a couple of pistols. Forrest only has clock armor. That's as bad as it gets, man. But they're trying to make their way into enter. They do make one entry, but Legia is responding so well with the M4. It looks like extra rounds is going to be how this gets determined.
It's looking more and more likely as Legia comes through with a 4K. And Molly will greet them. That's going to hurt God B if he's not careful. He's going to start to tick a little bit, so he backs away. Smoke's going to extinguish the Molotov, but in amongst all the chaos, the bomb's been planted. And down goes Nex. An important pick. Make that a second one as Draken takes out God B. Comes out into the open. NiP looking to capitalize on this early advantage. And Kiev is not long for this world. His gun's going to stick around the corner before he does. And Get Right is not going to miss that. All on you, Tabson. And gets picked out from the side. Unfortunate timing. NiP 16-15.
Forrest looking to challenge here towards ladder, but Kiev takes out Get Right in the meantime. Draken with the response.
Oh, that gift wrapping NiP, an opportunity to take the lead there with Tabson going for the peak. Again, when you lose the early confrontation, you go 1-4 in a trade, and from CT's perspective, you may feel pressured to go looking for information, and Tabson, a key part of the big machine, has been dismantled. And now they're very thinly spread. It's a good shot by Kiev. It's going to keep them in this round and give them the opportunity now to go in for more Draken. That's a hell of a flick shot onto Kiev. He'll play no further part of this round. Legia up around the side. He's going to catch Rez with his pants down. And now the bomb's been dropped as well, and Exist is unable to stop that. I don't know if Legia will expect the second player to be here. Just saw his shoulder peeking around the corner that Exist. Not able to take down Legia where he stands, but there's 20 seconds left. And NiP can't afford to wait around any longer. They're going to knock out the pop dog windows and try and brute force their way out onto the site. 10 seconds now. All it takes is for God B to land one of these kills and the round is done. Important Molotov, though, stops Legia from picking them, but God B still able to capitalize and land himself a frag. Exist has already done so much damage, he's looking for the headshot. Not going to be able to land it. Does take down the first, looking for the second one. It's not going to happen. God B just about holds on with Molly and Flash. Stops the push on green. Get Right elsewhere is doing the damage. Driving in a spray. It's not far off, you know. Next nearly connected on at least one of the plays. He's going to get a second one. 3 bullets left. Decides to go for the M4A4. 25 bullets left in this magazine. And now, wouldn't you just know it, the 2 orcs that came through into this round are the last 2 standing in terms of players. And Forrest is going to get himself splattered off God B. All on Draken. Up through the trains. Lands the first. He's been landing some incredibly fast shots so far. But Nex will not allow him to add any more to that tally. Meanwhile, Rez up on the Vauxhall side. Draken, I think he assumed that the smoke was going to have his back, or at least a flash would be coming up as well. But he just walked out into his death. It's incredibly awkward to watch. And from a NiP's perspective as well, that is a brutal loss to take. Trying to flash their way out into some kills. Get Right's going to get one, but then he's going to go down instantly afterwards. The Molotov not quite landing on point. I think he was trying to land that onto the site to stop the plant. Now the bomb's been planted. This is looking like it's all but done. Rez and Exist have a tall task ahead of them. They're both going to come through with kills, but they still have Kiev and Legia to contend with. Both players have kits. There's maybe a glimmer of hope. They need this kill onto Legia. And it's going to go the way of Big, and that's probably the round done. And Kiev comes through with the last frag. Big have done it from behind almost the entire map. They take it 19-17.